food's on offer. You know, there's all sorts of stuff. There's stewed pheasant with cheese and boiled sausage and that's with a pine nut bread. Roast mutton and turnip stews, stewed trout and cashew bread, boiled pork and dried lettuce, pickled pheasant, all sorts of really, really nice meats and whatnot. And there's ales, and unusually there's stout as well.
Stout! Do my eyes perceive me, sir, or is that a good stout I up?
As you gentleman and lady enter the lord of the manor comes over, and I'll pull that back up again, and it's just like, you've arrived. I've had the chefs prepare a glorious feast for you all as a thank you. However, I need to thank you all personally, and goes through and he's looks at Catherine. He's just like, this one's name, and is pointing to Vita, who he stood in front of.
This would be Vita Van Welden, Father.
And he holds out his hand to shake yours.
Of course, I take it and shake it.
And says, I thank you terribly from the bottom of my heart for the bringing my daughter back to me. What role did you play in her coming back to her home?
Well, I was more of a scouting, gathering the information, my lord.
I see. Intel was always a useful trait. And this one, and sort of stands in front of Samuel Ward.
This is Samuel Ward, Father.
But pleased to meet you, Samuel. And holds out his hand.
I'll take it. Cautiously.
Just take the hand.
Yeah.
Just walk off with it.
Slice off his hand, leaves the room.
Yes, and what part did you play in the bringing my daughter back home to me?
Well, not sure what to say. I've been with her from the beginning.
He's too modest, Father. He's posed as my manservant on many occasions.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah, he jests. He's just like, he really doesn't have the hands for such work, Catherine. Very soft hands, this one. Very soft hands. And he walks over and says, and this one, what was his name again, Catherine?
Yasuragi Satori.
I'm pleased to meet you, Yasuragi.
I'm completely ignoring everything that's going on, and I'm making my way rapidly up and down the table with a plate in my left hand, with an ever-growing mountain of these wonderful meats and breads and such, and balancing drinks on the edge, and I'm just shoving more and more in my face. I've got tears streaming down my cheeks. I'm just like, oh god. Oh, just cracking everything, just ripping wings off, and I'm in there. I love it. I'm completely oblivious to anything that's going on.
Yeah, looks at you and sort of raises an eyebrow, and then looks back at Cat and sort of takes his pipe out and sort of dabs some of the dispensed ash onto the floor and sort of rubs it into the floor before looking at Vita and says, well, I own the carpet. I should be allowed to do what I like with it. And
Oh, but of course, my lord. You know, don't mind Yasuragi. He was the muscle of our operation.
he's got quite the appetite. It reminds me of myself when I was younger. It's quite all right. Quite all right. be sure to thank him on. I don't want to interrupt his feasting. And neither do I with any of the rest of you. Please, I'll take my leave. Enjoy your food. Catherine, if I could have a word with you.
Of course.
I'm gonna. Before you do that, can I just try one more time to try and probe that man's mind?
Okay, what is it you're wanting to find out?
Basically,
okay.
on this basic level, it's just basically any strong emotional thoughts. Like,
I don't think you can do it.
you don't think so?
Not unless you torch him. Unless you torch.
I've mastered that skill, so I can do it as much as I want.
Well, them 2 weeks, I should have mastered something.
If what I was saying when I was meditating, I was mastering a particular skill. Anyway.
Did you roll?
No, you need to roll.
No, you
Oh,
two.
I need to roll. Shit, my apologies. I was there thinking, has he rolled yet?
I was doing all the actions.
That's
Everything
my
like
bad.
Come on, come on. Son of a bitch.
Every time.
Oh wait, it's minus. No, it's not. It's not. That's later on. God damn it! I'm really out of practice. I was gonna say to Yazaragi, it's probably past time. I'm really out of practice. Bitch.
I thought you were gonna say like, got a migraine coming on.
You only get like a base thing.
Yeah, basically, it's just literally what emotion he's feeling. That's it.
I wish that like the only thing you could get out of it was just his brain repeatedly going, "My mind is a fortress. My mind is a fortress." Like he's content is his emotion.
Well, that's good enough for me. God. Stay under my breath. Right, please continue.
Yeah, takes Catherine aside and is just like, dear girl, you must heed my words. These gentlemen that you're acquainted with, some people within the upper district might see them as unsavory. Now, should this happen and you should find yourself in trouble like your friends had done earlier on today, you're to call me immediately. Have I made myself perfectly clear?
Of course, Father.
Very well. I just need to make sure I don't want you disappearing on me again.
Oh, I've got no intention of that.
I didn't build this damn city to have nobody to share it with. Leaves the building.
Built the city, eh?
None of us heard that.
None of us heard that in character.
Nope, but Catherine did, which means she gets to add it to his character sheet.
What?
If you click on... one moment.
I can add
Should
it if you want. I've got it here.
I said it doesn't matter who adds
Yeah,
it. It's just,
just,
as long as we in
if you
character
go-
don't
if
know
you-
it, we don't know it.
Yeah, under NPCs, if you click on them, you can click edit when you've discovered them. Or some of them you can. And then you can write in the description and notes a little bit about them. And basically, the more interaction you have with an NPC of importance, the more you can find out about them. And if you fill it in, then you can use it to remember instead of having to say, oh, was that person or something. You can jot it down in there.
Is someone adding it already?
Yeah, I've put that he built this city on rock and roll.
That's great. I
Awesome.
was thinking exactly the same thing.
Built this city on rock
Does
and roll.
everyone see that, or just you?
You'll
Yeah,
all
everyone-
see it when
Oh
you.
no, yeah, we all see it.
Yeah. He leaves the room, and yes, you guys are free to eat.
Way ahead of you.
Are there any
Nom
plates?
nom nom.
Oh, there's all sorts, yeah, there's all sorts of things.
Manchester.
Delightful trifles and
Oh, I'm all over that trifle.
Is the ale in bottles or is it decanted?
The ale is decanted.
Best sound that ever.
Hom, hom.
No. You have to do it softly, like in anime.
Well, yeah, I eat until eating is no longer an option.
Okay.
And then I feel that I'm prepared for anything the world throws at me.
Overfeed yourself?
No.
Gorged?
No. Simply well fed, ready for action.
Stuffed.
Exactly. It's like a raid.
I'm gonna take a roll of bread. You know, like a what's it? How would you describe it? Like a bun, something, and just stick it in my old pocket for later. Bit of bread, you know, unbuttered, of course.
Is that it? Do you not eat whilst here?
I am. Yes, I
Oh.
do.
He just takes a piece
I was
of
going to
bread.
say, I would have tried forcing food on you if you were just taking a single roll.
Oh no! What it is that I've eaten. I have a sample of most things. I enjoy taking in particular, and just while we're just on our way out, I'll just grab a you know, like a hand-sized thing of bread and stick it in my old pocket.
Is Benjamin, like, standing nearby with a silver tray or anything?
He's got a water jug and glasses on a tray.
As
Oh.
we're taking our leave, I say to Benjamin, compliments to the chef, please. Ah,
I should
Amazing.
pass on the kind words, sir. Thank you very much.
and then I, like,
Oh,
pick food out my teeth as I leave the room.
oh, Benjamin! I shall require my hat and cake and coat.
He's like, why did I leave it in the room?
Yeah, he looks at you and sort of looks kind of solemn and just like, right away, sir. And then he turns to Catherine and says, "Ma'am, is there anything I can fetch you from your quarters?"
Yes, my hat.
Very well, ma'am. Leaves.
Very well, mon. I mean, ma'am. Sorry.
Very well, madam. I'll fetch the cape. I'll fetch the hat.
After a few moments have passed, he comes back with your coat and hat and Catherine's big floppy hat. Where is the big floppy hat?
It's on my head. I always brought it.
Just disappointed you're not actually RL wearing it.
Oh, I didn't realise you meant my real floppy hat.
I'm standing in the doorway, holding open the grand doors to this building, no doubt.
Have you got a pet there, Matt? Because every now and again I see things just around the edge of your camera.
There is one fly in this room that has been driving me mad all day.
Oh, that's what I'm seeing then.
Yeah, there's like
Yeah.
shadows
Yeah,
flying around.
really annoying.
Right. Well, I suppose I'm going to join Yazaragi on the door, the grand door.
And what do you gentlemen do or decide to do? Do you head somewhere together? Are you heading out individually, or...?
We're not going to see.
I suggest we speak with Core and find out exactly what this extravagant plan of his involves, and then we can make any purchases we may require.
How's that take, everyone?
Sounds good to me.
I'm up for it.
Alright. Onwards to the opium den.
Onwards and upwards.
Yes, literally. Wait, no, horizontally.
Downwards.
We're here. It's the same district.
Yeah, it's over the other... It's like basically to the northwest.
Is the door open as we go, or do we need to knock?
The the door is the same door you came out before, so it's boarded up. There's that gap that you can sort of go under. If you remember correctly, it's like bordered. But there
The
was, like, a
one
bit
for
you could
the
go into.
actual, like, pie shop place.
Yeah.
Okay, I do that.
A quick question before we do. Around this area, are there any street beggars or street urchins?
In this little area, no, it's quite dead.
Well, fair enough. I'm just asking.
I don't think there would be many here in the upper district. They would all be shunned. They'd be beaten with handbags until they left
of
for the
course.
lower districts.
Oh yes, of course. What the hell was I thinking?
Well, unless it's a particular type of thug, then they'll probably be in the upper district.
Oh, it could have been a hobo, you know,
Thugs are more likely to be up
floppy
in the
top hat. who sings songs for the entertainment of the classes.
You never know. So,
You enter the
absolutely.
building. You can hear creaking coming from the upstairs. I've described this to you, gentlemen, but I'll lay the scene out again. Inside this place, it's quite dusty. It's very dark, dank, damp, miserable. It looks like it's been derelict for some time, and it's quite quite run down. But you can see that it was probably once a very nice pie shop at one point.
I look at the
We have a good
couch.
pie shop.
Look at the couch and go, oh, the memories.
And you can hear creaking coming from the upstairs.
I make my way upstairs.
I'll follow suit.
Samuel.
Yeah, I'll just tag along, as always.
I call out Kor's name.
Hear him sort of say, yes, Argy, I'm up here, with the opium bricks.
Of course, I head to that room and enter and probably sit down on that bed frame or whatever was in there.
New faces. I don't recognize these two people, Yasavaki.
I look over at you and I'm like, you know,
Yeah, all right. And this is a dear old friend of ours called. May I introduce you, Catherine, and this is Samuel. Samuel
Nice to meet
and
you.
Catherine. This is Core. This is Core. Dear old
Yes.
friend of ours.
The
And-
door still.
And you work for Yasaragi, right?
I suppose you could say that.
And would I be mistaken, madam, if I did say that?
It depends who you're speaking to at the time.
Oh, doesn't
This
she have
one's,
spunk?
Someone's got quite a sharp tongue, Yasaragi. I would watch her. And and your name is Samuel, correct?
Yep.
Excellent. Well,
I just
How
follow
come
the
you
money.
didn't grill him?
what?
because he didn't answer me back.
Alright, I see.
Following the money.
And if there's one thing we can definitely help you with, it's most certainly money.
I nod at you, Samuel, like,
Now, to the matter at hand. As you're aware, Yasaragi, Vita, my cat has been apprehended by the council.
A crime of nature, sir. You have my sympathies.
An extremely important matter. My cat used to take messages to and from different mules. The safest way to get a message across this city. The darkness, and it's better than having my compad. So very important to me. I trust that it won't be too much of a problem, Yasaragi, to obtain her back. I assume you know where she has gone.
Unfortunately, I'm not privy to the exact location, but no, it won't be a problem at all.
Council have this terrible idea that pets are a invalid resource for as they take up water and food supplies that are already extremely scarce, and they're taken away to an animal disposal unit, or an ADU, where they are burnt. It is not something that I want to happen to my cat, and I trust that you'd be able to retrieve her. One of the large problems with retrieving her from the ADU is, of course, that, well, she's a cat and has a tendency to run, and I don't have a carrier for her because obviously that would bring it quite evidently, you know, if you were walking around the city with a cat in a bag, it would be evident that you have a cat in a bag. So I've been pondering on how we can retrieve her safely and ensure that the council don't dispose of the body. And the only thing I can think of, Yasiragi, is to poison her. And not a harsh poison, but one that will simply make her appear dead. And that way you can transport her and say that you caught her and are taking her to the council. And instead of taking her to the council, you bring her here to me. Nobody will question somebody with a dead animal. It's only when it's alive that it becomes a problem. And,
Question.
oh, go on, Vita.
Sorry if I don't mean to interrupt, sir, but good question. How heavy do you reckon your cat is?
Oh, well,
One
It's just-
opium brick?
no, Yasiragi, not one. She probably weighs about a quarter of an opium brick. She's not a very big cat, very small, dainty thing.
Oh, that's definitely. I definitely will assist in our apprehension of your pussy.
Indeed, yes. It's paramount that you give her the right amount of the sedative. I don't have the sedative, however, I know a great gentleman who will be able to give it to you. Kind of important that this is done extremely quickly, as she's scheduled to be disposed of before the morning is through. So, I shall leave it in your capable hands, Yasiragi. Now, is there any questions?
What does your cat look like?
She's a grey tabby cat, I believe they call them. Her name's Twinkles.
Does she respond to twinkles?
No, but if she smells opium, she does respond to that.
Oh, all right.
I don't know how I ended up with a cat addicted to opium, but it seems to have happened nonetheless.
Well, you know what they say. Catnip is a gateway drug.
Indeed, yes, rather.
Whereabouts
Is it-
is this facility located, Core?
Of course, yes, it is located in Irontown, I do believe. The one that she's been taken to, and let me just check my compad. I had Shelby send over the information, as he's, you know, currently scuttling himself away. Hopefully that matter will be dealt with sooner rather than later. Any damn luck, at least.
Once again, I'm going to do a bit of a probe of his mind. Let's just hope this time he gets a fail.
You more probing than aliens, are you?
Well, let's call me Vita the Anal Probe.
The Vita probe.
Let's call it a Vita Probe.
I know that I have one, I'm just not sure what I've done with it. I'm trying to get the exact location, but apparently I can't actually find it. Oh, it was around. Ah, there it is. Ah, I see. Yes, it is just around the corner from the Stitchers that's next to Lanigan's tattoo studio.
Ah. Very good. I was about to head to that exact studio.
What a
earlier today.
coinkydinks.
Goodness. Okay. I'm not going to mention anything for reasons I'm not disclosing at this moment in time, but I know Vita likes to negotiate rewards.
Right, the old cracker. Now, let's say we retrieve your feline companion. What's in it for us?
Well-
as a businessman, you know what I mean?
Let me see. This I hadn't fully thought of. I've been too preoccupied with the devilish plan that I had.
Cool. How about you worry about that once it's taken care of? And I look over at Vita, like, will you accept such things?
I'll give him a wink.
We don't want to worry your little mind, no offense. When you've been through so much already.
We won't want to interrupt your delicate, devious plan.
I greatly appreciate it. However, I can tell you that you will be rewarded handsomely for the matter. But I will say this. If you fail to save Twinkles, or give her the incorrect dose of the sedative and somehow manage to actually kill her, I will skin you all.
I would happily accept that skinning, sir.
I don't particularly want to get skinned, so I think that's a good imperative not to fail then, is it?
I rather like my skin where it is.
How about you, Samuel? Do you like your skin where it is?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good.
I think we can all agree that we don't. I think we could. I think
I
we
love
can
the
all
fact
agree.
that you're impartial to the idea of being skinned. Like, yeah, it's all right. I don't mind it being where it is. Okay.
Heal
well,
myself. Off character.
The gentleman that you want to see for the sedative is called Sebastian Valcutta. He's an old friend of mine. He runs Dr. Valcutta's apothecary up near Aldecombe. I'm not sure if you know where that is, but it is essentially, if you follow the road up towards the north, exit to the Rim District, you can't miss it. It's the main road, and it's probably the biggest building on that road.
Hang on a minute. Is that the same Valcutta character that's been advertising his improved H2O on the radio?
Ah, that would be the gentleman. Yes, he's a peculiar gentleman, but very handy to know.
Right. All right. This should be interesting. Dr. Valcutta's improved H2O.
Now, is there any more questions?
Not from me.
Very well. I suggest you leave with haste then.
Very good.
Yes, Aragi.
Yes.
Seem a little bit nervous today.
I sniff and look at him straight in the eyes. That's my response.
But one moment, I forgot to do something as per usual. I will eventually stop forgetting to do this. There we go. But I don't know actually. Actually, that is wrong now because that should be. Now click show. There we are. Yeah. Ponders your sniff and takes out his clay pipe and sticks some opium in it and just shoves it in your mouth and lights it and says that should calm the nerves somewhat.
All right. I puff, pass. Whoever's there to receive an opium pipe you know, feel free.
I won't turn it down out of politeness. I'll
We all have like a -7 on rolls now. Wonderful.
I'll be fine.
So Tom, do you take the opium?
Yeah, I've taken the opium and give it a puff. Pass it over to Catherine.
I have a puff on it and frown at it as if pondering the quality of it, and then pass it towards Samuel.
I'm just like, no, I'm fine. Thank you.
I am clearly relaxed.
He whispers to you discreetly, Asu, and says, "It's always good to have a little bit of opium in the system when you're commanding a team. They look to you for strength and positivity. And opium, of course, is a fantastic thing for that." Pats you on the shoulder and says, "Now, be off with you."
When he pats me on the shoulder, I just embrace him for about 2 seconds.
Oh, ain't that sweet.
Return the pat on the back, and then I leave.
As you all leave, he calls out and says, "Now, don't any of you go getting yourselves killed. I haven't quite indulged myself with stories of the outside world just of yet. I'd quite like to hear more tales."
What, you mean from us, Squire? Out of character, did he mean that he wants to hear stories from us?
Well, you won't know what he means, but Yasaragi will.
Yeah,
I don't reply.
That's what I'm saying. What do you mean from us? What do you mean from us, sir?
Personally, I don't reply, but the look of determination on my face is heightened. I don't know, becomes more prominent.
He, in response to you, Vita, he says, I'll explain later, Vita. Just bring back Twinkles."
Right, I take off my hat and do the old bow and walk out the door.
Beautiful.
Right, dumping spree.
Should we get the poison, the sedative first?
The Valcutter's lab.
Very
I'd
good.
probably get the thing first, so as you're gonna go up to have to go all the way down again. I'm saying this like
We could
I don't think
split.
it's
It's a
helping.
shopping thing, and we could
'Cause
just send one person.
he said it was near the north exit to the Rim District, so if you go up there first, you're gonna have to go back down all the way to the shops that you know are there, and then back up again to go down into
It's
the
true.
Rim District.
It's true. Okay. Okay, everyone take care of what you need first, and then we'll just begin from there.
Right. Go on, Samuel. You said you wanted to go first.
Yeah,
Got a
Shopping trips.
I compad, really. How does encumbrance work? So if you have more than 12, you lose 20, don't you?
Depends on your strength.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get a compad.
If you get over encumbered, you get minuses to your rolls that involve dexterity and movement.
You choose
Compad
to.
apparently doesn't give any encumbrance.
It's too small. There's a figure on your sheet. You've got ready and stowed encumbrance, and if you go above that by 2, it's minor, and if you go above it by 4, I believe it's major.
Okay, so do you just buy a compad? Is that all you buy?
Yeah, for now.
Okay.
But
Who else is buying?
I'm
I
having
had-
a game. I'm going to the weaponry shop, the gun shop. What type of stuff is on sale?
Oh, there's all
I
sorts of
didn't
stuff
even know
on
there
sale.
was a gun shop. I'm gonna go there as well.
Look at the shops around Anafengs that we've found.
Yeah, that gun store. You would have to walk into really, but I'll pull it
Just cut
up
to the.
anyway.
We could just say we're up to the chase, and we've walked there. I've got there. Gone. Like eyed up the stuff.
There's okay. I'm gonna bring this up to the layer. Remember when I said there's certain things that you can't see about the places. When I say I'll roll me a 1d6 on that building thing, this is exactly one of those moments. So that gun store is actually an illegal gun store.
Right.
So
all right.
you can it means that you can get literally anything from inside there, as long as you're willing to pay a little bit extra.
Right. Hey.
As it's basically on per trip, you'd be paying like a black market fee for them, like giving you the item.
Right.
Not by much. I'm gonna say it's about 20 credits trip or 50 credits each trip. I'm gonna say 50 just because I'm feeling particularly mean today. But it's per trip, so you just have to be more careful. And just so you know, anything above tech level 3 inside a gun shop is illegal.
Righto.
Are you just going to peruse the tables for a minute?
Yeah, hang on a minute. I'm just trying to see which something that'll be good for me.
No problem. You
'Cause-
you peruse and then we'll come back to you.
I
go ahead.
head to Anna Feng's, well, just past it to the garages. And I walk
Alright.
inside the garages and, you know, take a look around who's there.
Okay, there's mostly people working on like cars and whatnot inside the garages.
Is there a desk or someone who looks in charge or something?
Ah, yeah, there's a reception desk that's on the inside of there.
Great, I
has some-
approach.
That's it. Man behind the counter looks at you and he's just like, can I help you, mate?
Yeah, I swing the plasma projector off my shoulder, detach the power cell, and I slam it down on the table, and I'm like, "Do you recharge them?"
Okay, no, not ordinarily, mate, but I can do that for you as a one-off. You know, I've not got much on today. How much you willing to pay for it? It's not something I ordinarily do.
I mean, I'd happily give you 10 credits for the use of the solar charger.
Yeah, we're not there. Yeah, it's just over there, mate. Help yourself.
Alright, I drop a cred chip on the table and walk off, plug this thing into the solar charger, and I guess as I do so, I'm like, you'll make sure it's here when I get back, right?
So yeah, it's we're a reputable company, mate.
Fair enough. I'll just take his word for that. And I go into my backpack and I pull out a cluster of power cells and start unpacking them, take a fresh one, lock it into my gun. So I'm up to 6 rounds again. And then I pack the remaining 4 back into my inventory. Are you good to go, Tom?
Yeah, it's a bit of an odd request, but the rules make up. I'm gonna basically ask us like I'm gonna go like, I was wondering, my good friend, if you had a triple-barreled shotgun that was sawn off.
A triple-barreled one, you say?
Yeah, you know, something a bit sharper.
Like, I'll have to have a little bit of a look here. Bear with me. Starts typing away. Whilst he's typing away, I'm going to try and find this said gun. Is there actually
Shotgun.
a triple barrel?
No,
Is
there
It's a
it just
isn't.
a
shotgun,
shotgun?
but it's just an old shotgun, but it has 3 barrels. It basically acts like it basically has the range of a. It has the range of bleh, it has a shorter range because it's sawn off, and it can be burst fired, but it makes up for that with it being. I have to reload it every time I burst fire if I want to use it.
I think that's a combat shotgun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a slightly modded combat shotgun. Follows the same rules, except it has a reduced magazine for the case of role playing.
Okay. Yeah,
You can charge the same price for it if you want. I don't mind.
he flicks through and he's just like, oh yeah, we've got some of those. Of course, you're aware that a sawn off is technically not allowed, right, mate?
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
Of course, we can still do it for you if you like. As long as you make sure that it doesn't come back to here.
Oh, don't you worry, mate. Don't you worry.
There's an additional fee for it, as we're gonna have to do it and mod it for you.
That sounds.
So the gun's 300, and it will cost you. It's gonna be 350 altogether, mate.
Right, alright. We'd be happy throwing in a few shells on top of that.
Business roll.
I'm going to. It's a persuasion check.
No, it's a business roll.
Yeah, it's business because I think if it's anything to do with business, it ends up being a business thing.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Deal with other entrepreneurs and so on and the like. He's like, I can put one in each chamber, but that's as good as it's gonna get.
Fair enough then. I'll buy a couple of rounds of ammunition as well then.
He's like, alright, fair enough. I've got to find the ammunition. Brilliant. Fantastic.
The ammunition follows the same rule, doesn't it? I'm trying to think of.
It
how
costs 10 credits for 20 rounds. It's an encumbrance of 1, tech level 2.
2.
But that's fine. I'll buy another load.
So how many is it you buy?
I'll buy 20.
Just 20 rounds.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. This is a 3-barrel shotgun that takes 3 cartridges at a time, English, and you can fire all 3, completely emptying it in a single burst?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And the range is reduced?
The range acts like the range acts like the
combat shotgun, so it's 10.
10 to 30.
Yeah.
sawn off so I can hold it, so I can hide it and technically hold it. Have one hand free if need be.
Does he take a penalty to hit because it's sawn off and he's using a high-powered weapon with a single hand where it would normally be? I'm sorry, I'm lawyering against you. I should stop.
I think that with it being a sawn off, if you were firing all,
If he fires all 3, he gains a chance to hit.
It's the same as most burst firing. I get a +2 to hit and a +2 to damage. It's basically so I get more better chances to hit. Try and make up for the fact that I've got a -1.
Okay, well with the range of 10. Oh, sorry, go on.
Why don't you just buy a combat shotgun? That's what I don't understand.
Because it's a big lumbering thing.
Basically, he's paying extra to just have it. It's basically a sawn-off combat shotgun.
Yeah, it's basically it's more for role playing because I'm gonna put combat shotgun on there, but I'm gonna put a note on it.
Okay.
to say that's why it's more for roleplay because I don't imagine Vita would want to have a weapon
Full
on
on
his.
two-handed thing.
Yeah,
Yep.
he'd prefer to have it concealed.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well,
yeah.
it's your discretion, Matt, as to whether the sawn off element alters anything or not.
I think if you were shooting all three with just one, because I know with the sawn off you can use one hand, but predominantly still use two on it. If you do try to use it with one hand, then it will have some adverse reactions, I think.
So
Fair enough.
hold on. It's still wielded as a two-handed weapon for maximum accuracy or regular accuracy, but it can be concealed more easily. That's the only real difference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's basically.
Okay,
I'm happy with that.
just wanted to clarify.
Yeah,
Cool.
but it's
So
just-
50 credits.
Anyone else doing anything?
And it becomes illegal as well. So there's a few changes. You can conceal it, but it also becomes illegal for you to carry and costs you more. Basically, you're taking a bit more of a risk with it. But
Back to me, I guess then. If no one,
are you
I'm
buying?
gonna
is it-
buy some. So if are you buying something?
I'm doing a negotiation next, so go ahead.
I'm gonna just buy a Moonblade.
A moon
They have
blade.
Do they have a Moonblade?
You buy anything, Cat?
Can I go to a different store?
Go to whatever store you like.
Can I go to the toy store?
Yes.
Yay, toy store!
Yes, of course you can.
You should be taking off your top and getting killed by Greg Kinnear.
Yeah, you can go to the toy store. I don't know.
Okay, I'm
Which
in the
toy
toy
store?
store.
Which one have you gone to?
It's above Anna Feng's.
I just keep hitting little boys.
You've gone into that one. This
What?
one here.
Yeah.
You want okay.
I'm browsing. What is the peppermint dickables?
Yeah, it's peppermint dickables, of course. There's lots of things to attract children in there. There's stuffed teddies and, you know, wooden toys. There's mechanical toys like little wind-up things.
Leland does love his vapor trails.
Can I buy
The,
a wind-up toy?
Yeah, the gentleman behind the counter looks a bit peculiar. A little bit odd.
What's wrong with them?
He's just looking at you peculiarly.
Okay. What wind-up toys have you got, mister?
He looks at you. He's just like, "Oh, well, I've got a range of toys. Yeah, just browse the wares."
Okay. I'm browsing the wares.
I guess if you can think of it, you can probably find it.
Eventually.
Okay, I find a wind-up toy soldier.
Okay.
That better be a One Piece reference. It's like my favorite character so far.
Can I buy it? How much is it?
Yeah. Looks on the bottom of its foot, and he's just like, "It's 10 credits."
Sell it for 5?
I'll sell it for 10.
Sell it for 5?
Business roll, cat.
I'll sell it for 10.
Roll your businesses.
-1? Oh.
Welcome to Stars Without Number.
Is it a skill? Well.
Mm-hmm. Yep. These 5 credits are clearly very important.
I don't know if I rolled the right thing.
Whoops.
You just ask her dad for money and then she'd be loaded.
Sell it for 5?
He'll sell it for 12.
He looks at you, raises an eyebrow, smiles, and just says, I'll sell it for 10.
Alright. I'd throw a credit thingy at him and take it for 10.
Throw it at his face.
Here's your 10 credits, you shit. Okay, I'm leaving the toy store. Toy store!
Toy store! Back in the garage.
Okay.
I would like to approach said gentleman from our prior conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And I say to him, I lean in close as if to indicate that I want this to be kept on the down low. How does he respond to that initially?
That you say you want something to be kept on the down low.
He said this is an upscale whatever, legitimate.
Respectable business.
But I'm immediately acting like something shady's going on. Is he reacting negatively, or is he open to this sort of thing?
He's a mechanic garage guy. He's fine with it.
All right, I'm like, I might be looking for a driver. Do you know anyone who could help us out? Not just, simple transit, but a driver. Yes, we're understanding? Yes?
He looks at you, he's just like, a driver?
A real professional.
A professional driver? Yeah, there's lots of professional drivers, mate.
Could
I mean,
you
what's it for?
put, extraction?
I think you got the wrong idea, mate.
Of course. Not to worry. The charging will be quite satisfactory. And then I'm just like, what about vehicles? For hire, perhaps.
It's like our vehicles for hire. Yeah, I could do that. I mean,
They won't be used for extraction.
I don't give a shit what it's for.
Oh,
mate.
good.
You sign the papers, it's yours. You can do what the fuck you like with it. You bring it back in one piece, you get charged for it.
Excellent.
You know, if I can kill a hooker in it for all I care. Make sure you clean it up after yourself, bring it back.
So, I would... What am I even looking for? It's in the wrong document, of course.
In here, a ground car is 15 per day.
15, okay.
Very cheap.
Yeah, I give him 15 credits. And, I'd like to try to persuade... No, forget it. It's too much. I give him
Okay.
15 credits and I say, I'll take your finest of automobiles, sir.
Like, oh, well, the finest one's a 2-seater. How many seats are you looking for, pal?
We're gonna need 4 at least.
Oh, probably gonna have to give you one of the classics. Got a high mileage on them, but there's 4 seats in them. That'll do for you.
Perfect.
Throws you the keys for a black and copper, sort of relatively nice looking, but you can see it's had some miles put onto it. Car.
Okay. I climb in this vehicle and I start it up. First time, all good.
Yeah, it starts up first time.
Grand. I drive it around and pull in front of Anna Feng's, and I go inside and take a load off whilst the team gears up.
Okay. Does anybody else buy anything?
I'm gonna ask if they have. Do they have a Moonblade?
Mono.
Moon or mono?
Yeah, Mono. I'm buying it. I'm calling it Moonblade.
Oh wow.
But yeah, I do want
Moonblade.
a Mono blade. I really want a sword, so I hope that this mono blade looks like a sword.
Well, mono blades can look like pretty much anything.
So it looks like a sword.
Yeah,
They have one.
It can look like however you like. However, a mono blade is a monomolecular blade, so you won't see it. So they're literally like, because they're one atom thick. They're so tiny, like thin blades. I don't know how they stay so rigid and don't just bend whenever you hit something with it, but that's what monomolecular means. I don't know whether the guy wrote it wrong.
That would
and didn't mean
literally
that.
cut through anything if it was that sharp.
Yeah, well, they are supposed to be supremely sharp, but they're literally one atom thick.
If it was that sharp and that strong, it would like cut through like
Yeah,
steel. or
you
something.
can. If so, it says here, if someone's wearing an exosuit, you can still stab through it.
Yeah, they're really,
It's
really
just-
sharp.
It's just crazy.
Do they have one?
And you're in the gun store, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, looks. He's like, yeah, that's a prohibited weapon. Plus, we can still help you out with it if you've got the credits.
How much will that be?
Yeah, looks at you and he raises an eyebrow and looks down at his pricing sheet and he's just like, it'd be 50 for the weapon and then 50 on top of that, so it'll be 100 credits.
Okay, and I also want to know if you have any metafocal grenades.
That's going to be a specialist item. It's quite, well, I'd say
It'll take 5, so it's not.
unlikely.
Although you're having them here,
Yeah, this is like a regular store, not a psychic store.
it's an illegal store, so they should have everything.
Well, but psychic stuff is like way rarer. and-
Yeah, you won't find that in the upper district because they wouldn't be able to even get it past the guards for the upper district, with it being a Psytech weapon. You'd have to go somewhere else, like a Rim or an Underhab illegal gun store, where the cops don't go.
At some point. Right then. So the blade then.
One of those lovely neighborhoods where bodies litter the streets and such.
Yeah.
You know?
Get anything, but pretty much anything can get stolen off of you at any point as well.
How about 75 for the blade and 1 day's rations?
You want? I'm sorry, mate. I don't follow.
How about I give you 75 for the blade, 50 for the blade, and 25, and 1 day's rations.
I don't need rations, mate.
Okay then, 75 for the blade.
Why don't? No, 100.
Fine. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Not gonna
Yeah.
business roll him?
No.
Taking the deal.
No, so it's just like 100 credits, mate.
There you go.
I call up like a group call now to every. Well, I can't call Samuel yet, can I? I call the rest of the party,
Yeah, he's got a compad yet.
but I
He's
don't
got-
have your
Yeah,
contact
yeah, you don't
number.
have my number.
Yeah.
Does anybody else buy anything? Kat, do you buy anything that isn't a toy?
No.
Okay,
I think we're good.
prepared. She's prepared for this task at hand.
I'm sat inside
Oh,
the
yeah.
things, making a phone call to Vita and Catherine.
Hello.
I was waiting for a ringing
Sorry,
effect.
it was-
It's all
it-
good.
It takes so long for
Hey.
you to scroll up.
Fucking roll 20. I'm like, I've secured us some transportation. I'm outside Anna Feng's. If you want to meet me there, we can make our way and meet this Valcutter character.
Right, sounds like a bit of a plan you've got there, sir.
I'm on my way.
Cool.
Oh, by the way.
Find Samuel.
I was in the gun store, he was probably still around. Hopefully.
Vita was there. No. Yeah. Didn't you go
I
there,
was in the
Vita?
gun store.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, the
he
gun
would have been
store.
with him.
Yeah, yeah. Right, there. Right.
What is it you were
Bella,
gonna? What is it? Catherine was just about to say.
I was gonna say, has anyone got Samuel?
Ah, right. I see. Okay. Making sure.
No, I've got him.
So I walk out, ding-a-ling-ling-ling, out to the street again, and I just stand by the car waiting, looking around for these guys. Oh, I see them approaching now.
Hello.
I guess I pat on the top of the car and I'm like, so who's got experience driving one of these things? Anyone? Does anyone want to volunteer?
I can't be trusted to walk in a straight line, let alone drive something in a straight line.
As you say.
Just in case of the rules, just to drive safely and normally doesn't require a roll. It's only when driving extra carefully. No, when it's driving with action, it
It's
requires.
quite likely we'll be driving, like getaway driving kind of driving.
Di-
So if anyone, I'm pretty sure we're all completely unskilled in that, but if anyone feels ballsy,
Anyone have any
unskilled.
Anyone have any dexterity bonuses? Because that's
No.
what will be used.
how dexterous is Catherine?
I don't
Um,
think very.
No.
Don't think it's terrible.
None
but
of
I don't
us.
think
As long as you don't have a -1 like me.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, any of us except you, basically.
it's- Anybody but Tom.
Yep.
Well,
Why do you
we've
think
got
I've got a shotgun. I can't miss then, can I?
we've got 2 psychics, so maybe just one of the psychics, and probably Samuel. Would you be our driver? Would that? Yeah. Because you're like our rezzing person, but Catherine's a healer, right? No, you have a heal. Is it the other way around?
Yeah, Catherine's not a psychic.
No.
Oh, sorry, I meant Vita.
An expert, so surely she... Who is it that gets another roll?
Experts, yeah.
Yeah, probably Cat then.
Depends if you want to
Right.
use. Do you want to use that inside, or do you want to use that for driving? Oh no, wait, we can't do that because of the dexterity. Yeah, one of you two fucking drive this car.
I'm refusing to drive.
So it's Samuel then.
Okay, I just throw the keys to you.
I'll take them.
I
Why not?
climb in.
Let's
Yep.
go.
Yep.
And,
And you're
crush
heading-
it straight away.
And you're heading to.
The north.
I know. Anyway,
The North.
the north.
The North remembers.
King of the North.
King of the North. There's only one thing about bending the toe.
But where in the north are you heading? I know where to move you.
Winterfell.
The Wall.
Isn't this where Dr. Valcutta's place is?
Oh, you're heading to Valcutta's. Yeah, sorry. I wasn't sure where you were going to be heading. Okay, so you followed his instructions, whatnot, and you arrive outside where it's got a big sign that says Dr. Valcutta's Amazing Apothecary.
Look
Excellent.
that amazing. Or does it?
So let's go inside and grab this sedative. Let's interrogate him as to exactly how to dose a cat of the size of 1/4 of an opium brick.
No, well, again, the reason why I asked is because I can teleport out of there and through walls if I can see the other side. But I can only carry with me an extra 10 kilos. So far, anyway.
Bombshell.
Very useful.
And I also just realised that using that stealth check to hide the fact that I'm a psychic was pointless considering we was talking about it in front of everyone.
Yeah, but it's a
I
role
just
playing game.
remembered.
You can roll some plays.
Don't know what to press them, but apparently it changed my tabs.
Again, people still don't know you're psychic apart from me, and I've not really made it common knowledge. Because I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
I mean, we was talking in front of people when we talked about, like...
But
in
when?
the
Just then?
other session. No, in the other session.
When we
was
first
talking
met,
about
I
it.
think.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
right.
was when we first
Well, that's a slight bit of a
met.
half retcon because I didn't realise that I
Yeah.
knew that
I
it was
just
illegal.
realised as well.
Stop
Doesn't
lying.
matter. Oh well.
So,
Okay, so you walking inside Dr. Valcutta's, it's a very peculiar place. There's like jars full of stuff, and there's like Tesla coils beaming electric and stuff like that across the place, and like a counter, and you can't see what's behind the counter. All you can see is like what looks like a tiny bit of a bronze chimney, like sticking up behind the counter, and it's very dark. It's got, I don't know if this will mean anything to anybody but Cat, but Edison bulbs are lighting up the room, so it's quite dark. Edison bulbs are really old filament bulbs that don't light very much up at all.
okay.
And
Hello? Is there a doctor in the house?
you hear a voice coming from behind the counter that's just like, hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Appear over the counter. Hello?
Looking over the counter, you see a peculiar robotic cat.
Oh, isn't that sweet? It's a fucking toy. Let me guess. You just repeat what I'll say, right? Okay. Hello. It's
Doctor!
broken.
Doctor!
This sweet Jesus is talking. What are you, some sort of?
And he runs
Are you some
out
sort of
the
kid in a
room
fancy
really,
dress?
really quickly, and you just hear like panic and stuff like that, and then you know, a voice saying, "Oh, calm down, Ruff. Yes, okay, all right." Swishes back a curtain, and a gentleman comes from behind it, and it's just like, can I help you, gentlemen?
I freeze for a minute and point. What the hell is that thing?
Ah, that's Ruff, my robotic utility feline. He helps me. I can't trust people, and nor do I want to or understand them at all. I understand machines much better. What can I do for you, gentleman and lady?
We're here, under the instruction of Joshua Korakman to pick up a sedative for use on a feline creature.
From behind Dr. Valcutta, Raph sort of looks out and then shimmies back away, and then sort of you just hear him say, I don't like the look of him, he's scary. And then Sebastian's like, calm down, Raph. A sedative, you say? I trust, I'm taking it Joshua sent you here. He has already paid me for the sedative that I've prepared for his cat. It's relatively complicated to use. I don't know if you'll be able to quite grasp it. Is there anybody here with medical expertise?
I step aside, revealing
point-
Catherine.
And I point to her.
Lady
That would be
doctor.
me.
Ah, and you're a doctor.
Of sorts.
Well, that's what they say about me as well. They like to try and de-label you. Yes. If you gentlemen and lady follow me, we'll go through to my private quarters. This is something I don't particularly like to discuss inside the front area of my shop. It's a little bit more sensitive.
Very good.
And he pulls out a little wind-up robotic mouse out of his pocket and winds it up and puts it on the floor and says, Ruff, a mouse for you. And Ruff's just like, oh, a mouse, and runs after it. And you sort of go behind the curtains with him, leaving Ruff in the front of the property. And he sits you all down. He's like, oh, take a seat, gents and lady, of course. I do apologise. Do excuse my manners. It's quite rare that we get females into apothecary in District 5. If I do come across as rude at any point, I am terribly sorry. Now, this sedative is particularly dangerous. Drops is all that it takes
I'm sorry, your microphone cut out. How many drops?
I'm sorry, Dr. Valcotta, but I couldn't understand you. 2 drops is all that it takes. Any more and you risk killing Sweet Twinkle. It is paramount that you don't overdo it. Don't want to kill the thing. I'm sure Joshua Core wouldn't be appreciative of that at all.
What effect does this have on human beings, Doctor?
No, I have no idea, but I am very curious to find out. It's a new thing, so it's not been tested greatly. Twinkle's only the second one to test it. The first one was a dog. That's why I know 3 drops kills things.
But
I'm pretty sure 2 will work.
But is it Twinkle's a toy, a robot?
No.
No, that's rough, dear boy. Twinkle is Joshua Korvackman's cat.
Oh, right.
Perfectly a living one. I don't like living cats. They annoy me.
Right.
They shed hair and they piss everywhere.
Fair enough.
The only thing that rough expels is steam.
And talks.
Well, yes, that does have some advantages, although at times it's more of a disadvantage, if anything. Sometimes I wish I hadn't made the bloody thing talk. But yes, he's a nice thing. He helps me out, sorts things. So there's a few things that we're going to have to discuss before you leave the premises. There's quite a lot of things that can and possibly will go wrong with this particular serum. If it meets contact with the stain, it will become extremely deadly, so that can't happen, and a few other bits and pieces that we can go through. Could I interest in you gentlemen in a cup of tea? I don't like particularly discussing business without a fine cup of tea.
This sounds like a mighty foreign idea, Doctor.
Is that 4 for tea?
I never want to say no to tea.
And yourself, sir?
Good. For me. Thank
I
you.
shall have Ruff prepare a cup of tea for you each. Yeah, disappears behind the counter and comes back moments later and says, Ruff will bring the tea through for you all shortly. Now, this particular poison, it is quite tricky, and it is extremely illegal. So getting caught with it on you will probably sentence you to death. It's not something that Benedict Gideon Rochford agrees with. Having said that, it was his dog that I killed with the last time I tried this serum, so it is entirely plausible that it is a problem of my own doing. Now, Catherine, how many drops does it take?
2.
A maximum of 2. I would require doing it in doses that are smaller. As I say, I tried 3 last time, and that killed one. 2 I think should work. However, you may want to, do it in smaller doses. I'm sure as a doctor you understand that things can have a better build-up effect if you do it in smaller doses. So perhaps half a drop, and then see how that goes before you go and give it 2, just in case my maths is wrong. Not that it ever really is, but just in case it is.
Certainly.
Do any of you gents have any questions regarding the serum?
How exactly is Catherine supposed to administer it?
Ah, dear boy, with the pipette. And he holds up this tiny little pipette. He's just like, this pipette, it comes with the bottle. You take it, put 2 drops, or 1 drop preferably, onto the creature's skin. It will get absorbed into it, and it will fall into what appears to be a death-like state. It isn't dead, but it would appear to be for possibly 2 hours, possibly 3. I'm not entirely sure of the scaling at this moment, but it is the best option that we have.
How much is he giving us? Like a bottle of it?
Yeah, a bottle of it, a small bottle.
What? Can we put it into some sort of liquid? Can it be taken for a drink, or does it have to be on the skin?
It's not recommended that it is ingested. I think skin absorption is probably the best way for it to be administered.
That's alright, we could use it as a weapon.
Ruff is here with the tea. And Ruff comes bumbling in. He's just got this tray balanced on top of his hat, and sort of runs in, and he's just like, "I've brought the tea. I've brought the tea."
I look around like, well, what the hell was I drinking?
And turns around and says, "Please, do help yourself to the beverages."
I pour tea for people, I guess, if that's if it's
Yeah,
in a
it's in a
teapot.
teapot. Yeah,
Okay.
decanter it out, and everybody
Oh.
takes a cup of it.
So, Roth was it? I point to the dog, I point to it.
It's like, yes, that's Ruff.
So, Roth, me old cracker. How old are you then?
I'm 2.
Oh, so you're growing up, aren't you?
I don't know how long that is in actual cat years.
So, Doctor, does he have the mentality of a cat then, in that case? Notice you threw a mouse to him.
He has some elements that a cat's like. He doesn't have the agility of a cat. In fact, he's quite clumsy, aren't you, Ruff? I am. But he means well, and he tries hard, and he's very, very good at mixing tinctures and potions and the like.
Oh, sounds like you're a very useful being there, Ruff.
And how is your tea, gentlemen?
Lime.
Presumably good.
And you two? You're very quiet.
Yeah, wonderful mix of leaves, sir.
It is indeed.
Peace tea to me.
Tea's
It's the
tea.
same.
I'm looking at Catherine and nodding, impressed, like you're some kind of connoisseur.
Yeah, starts talking more, and he's just sort of like, "Oh well, the tea's imported. I have it specially brewed for myself, and it's a really good way to introduce myself to people, and so on. It's extremely important." And you all start to feel extremely funny at this point.
I'm on opium, and now this. Oh god.
And he says, "Now, you're going to have to listen to my voice very carefully. I've given you a small dose of Higgsbury. It's a kind of narcotic, but it's extremely important. This has been done on the orders of Joshua. You will hallucinate wildly, but don't worry, I shall be your guide on the matter. Just listen to my voice, follow the instructions as I give them, and we should be okay." And like the walls start like melting away, like things start to look, they're dripping in front of you all, and Ruff's eyes start looking bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until just like there's just basically this huge pair of eyeballs staring at you. And Dr. Valcutta's nose looks like it's growing longer and longer. And his moustache starts to get more and more flamboyant, sticking out of his face and growing, and his hat looks huge, and the walls start dripping away.
That's one hell of a nose you got on there, Doctor. Also, is that what kind of facial whiskers have you got there? It's almost like that cat has nothing but eyes.
I can hear in 3D.
True story.
Oh man.
And,
You'll be seeing spiders next.
The walls slip away from you all, and he whispers and says, "You're all going to enter my imagination, the halls of Dr. Valcutta. Now, if you survive this mental torment, then you will all become official members of the 517 Authentics. But if you do not, then you will all die inside your own minds. Good luck." And that's where we'll leave this session.
Oh, what?
Ooh, nice.
I'm gonna be trapped in my mind for a whole week.
Good place to be.
Actually, a good place to end it, actually.
Hell of a cliffhanger.
Entering the halls of Valcutta.
Ooh.
We're going on a spirit quest.
Essentially what it is.
Awesome. Great session, dude.
Yeah, I must say it was
I
a
think
lot
I'd stop it there
pacey.
because that was going to go on for a while longer. I forgot to do a few things, and I do apologise. It was difficult, and I forgot earlier on, and then I thought it would make it look a bit wrong if I started doing it 3/4 of the way through. Difficult.
If I'd have had one more psychic power, I would have known that was about to happen. But sadly, I didn't.
Yeah.
My second precog ability is well good.
I know
What's it do?
cats. I know cats getting tired, so I didn't want
Do what?
to. If we were doing that, it would take you maybe like an hour or two to get through that.
That's alright, it's a good place
I'd
to
have
stop.
fallen asleep trapped inside my own mind.
That definitely isn't good.
I was just saying, Kirk, what's your next was it Omen ability do?
No, yeah, the testament triggers automatically when the psychic is likely to be unexpectedly injured within the next 60 seconds.
Ooh,
Gives the
nice.
psychic a single image. Probable danger.
So you get flashes of impending danger. Ah!
Yeah. But you have to have 2 points, and you can choose whether or not to take it. But if you don't take it, then you can't do it again for 24 hours.
I don't know.
Obviously, you would know, so I don't know
Yeah.
how you couldn't take it.
Well, I suppose you can refuse to have it